Alright, that's how you sync audio. Hello everyone. I don't usually do videos like this, but I have gotten into vinyls, and I want to show off uh, all the albums I've gotten recently. And it's going to go in order from when I've gotten them. I have some Beatles albums from my grandmother's collection. Uh, this is also hair review, or not hair review. This is hair reveal slash lower jaw reveal. So, let's get started. Now, the first vinyl we have is Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here 50. This is the 50th anniversary edition of Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here, which is my favorite album of all time. It has Wish You Were Here and two extra things, which include outtakes, live stuff. This is basically like a super deluxe of Wish You Were Here. And there you go. The iconic artwork. This is my favorite album of all time. I like the message that it gives. I like how it's a middle finger to the music labels and stuff. I just think it's really good, and I love this front cover. I've always loved the iconography of the handshake with the robot. It's just excellent what they were able to do. I don't know where to put. I'll just put on the floor. Lower jaw. Oh no. And with that, this was Christmas. I got this, which is the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack. This contains everything from the first, like the original motion picture soundtrack, and Tank the Best, which was released, I believe, in 2004. And, yeah, this is a Walmart exclusive vinyl. That's the inside cover. I really like the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack. I love. It's one of my favorite animes, and the soundtrack really elevates the fight scenes, and just when they're drifting in space and there's like a harmonica going wild, it really works. It's a very synesthetic experience. Now, my face. Censor it. You know what to do editing me. Now, the first album that I was not gifted and I actually bought was Aphex Twin's Selected Ambient Works. This is Richard D. James' first album under the Aphex Twin name. And it's just really good background music, IDM, so that's track lists, and this is just one of the best kind of techno ambient albums out there. My favorite song off of it is probably Aegis Paulus or Scotch Key Seventh Path. But this entire album is excellent, and I highly recommend giving it a listen. It's pretty long, too. Synced. Then we have Mad Villainy by MF Doom and Madlib. This is one of the best hip-hop albums ever made. This is it's hard to describe, really. It's abstract hip hop. The beats are very out there, uh, and all the samples are really good. Um, like Raid has a sample of like a Brazilian, some sort of Brazilian like mambo. I don't know too much about that type of music, but it's just like da 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 da, and it's very funky. Uh, and every song on here is pretty good. Uh, my favorite song off of this is either Strange Ways or Fancy Clown, and the entire the only really the song that I do not vibe with on this album is Hardcore Hustle. That's the only song I dislike. Everything else on this is amazing. And the sampling work is just excellent. If you haven't, please listen to this album. It's so good. Rest in peace, Doom. Now, we're getting into like some of my favorite albums ever. Not saying that those aren't. Wish You Were Here is my favorite album ever made, but In the Court of the Crimson King. This is, I wouldn't say the start of progressive rock. This is what raised progressive rock to kind of where it is. This was the start of where it hit in the 70s and just went flying. This is just such a great album. Every song in it. I did a whole review of it back in, I believe, September of last year, and I described it as it's very whimsical, but it's very real, and it's like a childhood dream that's been replaced with a mechanical automaton. It's so interesting. From 21st Century Schizoid Man, it's my favorite track on it, which is Epitaph. And the improvisational-ness of Moonchild. It's just a really excellent record. And I also really find this illustration of the guy from In the Court. This is the Crimson King. I really find this illustration funny. But this is just an amazing album. Now, this is my favorite trip hop album ever. This is Mezzanine by Massive Attack. And it's dark and otherworldly and just bizarre. My favorite track on here is Dissolved Girl, because of the build up, and then it launches into like an amazing rock metal, just evil sounding dark groove. And it's just great. My only complaint with this record, this has nothing to do with the actual music. The vinyls, they don't tell you which side anything is, so I had to write it myself, and I don't know if that lowers the price or something, but It's just for me to listen to it, and like actually listen to it. But really great album, really amazing album. It's trip hop. So, kind of sluggish, kind of slow, but it's also really quick at the same time. Now, these next 3 records I got at Backdoor Records in Johnson City, and they were all really well priced and really good. I'm not sponsored by them. I just want to give them a shout out because of how great these records are. So, this is the 2018 remix of Pink Floyd's Animals. I'd say this is my second favorite Floyd album. It's, I believe someone described it as angry, and that's really a good way to put it. It's inspired by Animal Farm, the George Orwell book. And like each side has a 10 to 11, like side 1, dogs, an amazing song about, at least I picture in my head, it's about like a low-ranking member of a criminal organization or like a hitman trying to get by in the world, like a middle person. And then side 2 got Pigs, which is about kind of the CEOs and the corporate people who run everything, and how we need to oppose them. And then Sheep is about the common folk, the people who are just trying to scrape by, uprising against the dogs and the sheep, or and the pigs. It's just a really, really good album. It's probably the best Pink Floyd album because it's in the sweet spot right between Wish You Were Here and The Wall, where they weren't falling apart just yet, and it's just one of the best albums out there. I know I'm saying that about a lot of these, but this is genuinely so good. Now, Close to the Edge. This album is like mythical. This is such a great album. It's hard to describe, along with Mad Villainy. This is like the progressive rock album. This is the definition of progressive rock, along with In the Court of the Crimson King. It's just amazing. The first side, 18 minutes long, Close to the Edge. It hooks you. It's got a great groove, and then it leads into something angelic, and then like horrifying, and then it comes back. It's simply amazing. If you haven't listened to Close to the Edge, just try it. It's awesome. Awesome is a good way to describe this. It also has my favorite inside cover art of any of these. Just look at that. I could stare at that for hours. And then the final album that I have purchased, and it's also kind of my second favorite album ever. Maybe it's probably like third. It's tied with something. Fragile by Yes. I still put it in its because this case is kind of damaged. I love this album art. Uh, so, yes. Fragile, I believe, is their. This is what came out before Close to the Edge, but after their first album. And it has my favorite song ever on it, which is Roundabout. You've heard it before. And it was the ending theme for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which is my favorite media thing ever. Favorite show and manga. And Roundabout has a special place in my heart, simply for being, simply for JoJo introducing it to me, and then that leading me to loving progressive rock and music in general. But most people just stop at Roundabout when talking about this album. Literally, almost all the songs on the backside of this album are goated. Like, everything from, now, also, I guarantee you've probably never seen the back cover for this album. I'm gonna spoil it for you. I was shocked too. But Long Distance Roundabout, or Long Distance Runaround, great song. And then it immediately hits into The Fish, Schlenderaria Praematuris, which I believe I've looked it up. It's like a very tiny species of just like odd fish. I'll put an image right there. Yeah, that's what it looks like. And then the fish leads into, what does it lead into? Mood for a Day, which is like it's like classical Spanish music. It's like it has it sounds like it has an acoustic, like authentic Spanish guitar, and it's just very well composed, nice instrumental track. And then that leads into Heart of the Sunrise, which I believe one of the band members said that's when they perfected their sound, or kind of the formula for progressive rock music. And it's just amazing, great song. You can clearly see how it influenced Close to the Edge. And yeah, this is just a really, really, really good album. Roundabout's my favorite track off of it, probably followed by The Fish. I don't know, that song, I have it as my alarm clock. It's just very interesting to listen to. And Long Distance Runabout leads into The Fish, and it does it very, very well. So that was all the albums in my collection that I have bought or have been gifted. And I have some Beatles albums. I'm currently in a Beatles, like my own personal Beatle mania. So I'd say all of these are from my grandmother's collection. So let's just get into it. We'll start with I'm not sure if this is my favorite Beatles album, but it's certainly one of the most interesting. It's either my favorite or my second favorite. It's the White Album. this, as you can see, this copy is very worn. I don't even know if you can. So there's a serial number, and then the Beatles. Almost like if you have an original copy of this, like this is, almost all of them are like kind of personalized because of all the wear and stuff, and the serial number is different for each one. This is the Beatles' only double album. And I love it because it's a chaotic mess that is just so. It ranges from amazing to absolutely horrendous to stupid to the most beautiful thing you've ever heard. Like, it's just such a wild ride listening to this thing. Because you'll have like Obladi Oblada, great song by the way, and then it just leads into like. I don't think it leads into While My Guitar Gently Weeps, but it's on the same side. So it'd be like continuing story of Bungalow Bill into While My Guitar Gently Weeps. You know, the best song off this album, Everybody's Got Something to Hide Except Me and My Monkey. That's a good one. My favorite song off of it is probably Helter Skelter. Or actually, it's hard to say what my favorite song off of this is because they're all, a bunch of them are really good. Now, guarantee you've seen this one before. This is Revolver. So a lot of people consider this to be the Beatles' best album. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's really pretty good for the Beatles is like pretty good for the Beatles is like a 9 out of 10 for any other band. That's how good the Beatles are or were. But this is the American original version of Revolver. It's in semi pretty okay condition. But since it's the American version, it goes from, I believe, it goes from Taxman to Eleanor Rigby. Eleanor Rigby's a great song. And then it skips I'm Still Sleeping because of the labels were different. So the American versions are different from the British versions, and the British versions are what people consider to be like the canonical version, if that makes any sense. Except for Magical Mystery Tour. The American version is the official version that they use for that one. But Revolver, really good album. It's also got very iconic cover art that used to scare me as a child, especially George Harrison's like analog horror stare. But yeah, this great album. Then we get into some of their earlier stuff. This is the Beatles' A Hard Day's Night. If you're familiar with the British cover, this may come as a shock. This is the American cover. And I think the track list is different. I'm not as familiar with this album as some of the other ones, but the side one has the vocal versions, and then side two has instrumental versions. So it's kind of odd, but it's the Beatles. A Hard Day's Night, pretty good. And then the Meet the Beatles, Beat the Beatles. This is again, the American version, so it's a bit different from the England edition. Also, this is not their first album. This is their second album. It just says the first album by England's Phenomenal Pop Combo. It only says that. I mean, I think it says that on the British version too, which is odd because Please Please Me is definitely popular, but it didn't come out in the U.S. Yeah, this is a pretty decent album. It's got some of their classics on there. Yeah. So that's all the albums I currently have. This video has been surprisingly long. I thought it'd be a lot shorter to make. But if you watched, thank you for listening to my ramble. Over here we should have some YouTube thingies. So thank you for watching, and I will I'll make more videos. I'm not sure if in this style or more gaming videos. There's gonna be stuff. Yeah.